This Pitch Breakfast video is brought to you by Spangler and Agins.
Pitching to today?
To investors, and we're also super excited because we are getting ready to do our private beta launch this week. So,
Fantastic. All right. You got it?
I think I've got it. Cool. Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Caitlin Krogh, and I am president and co-founder of Phyrefly. Phyrefly is hotwire for restaurants. We help restaurants to fill empty tables during off-peak hours and days of the week. Phyrefly was inspired by my friend Damon, who is a chef here in Charlotte, and he went on this crazy rant one night and was lamenting the fact that his dinner crowd tapered off around 9 o'clock every night, but they were stuck in the restaurant until 11 when they closed. So this was really tough for him from a management perspective of both his staff and his costs. That was a real light bulb moment for us at Phyrefly, and when we started looking into it, we found that there are 450,000 other restaurants in the US that are battling overhead costs on a daily basis. When we dug a little deeper, we started speaking with individual restaurant owners, and they confirmed that yes, they see big spikes during the middle of the day at the lunch crowd, big spikes at the dinner crowd, but lulls in between. Likewise, from Sunday to Tuesday, they tend to be real quiet. When they hit Wednesday through Saturday, they see a big uptick. All of those restaurant managers confirmed that they would really like to see their demand raise in some capacity in order to steady out their margins. So this problem is not new. Restaurant owners have been trying to resolve this for a number of years. They're using some antiquated methods like happy hours, daily specials, but that's really just kind of a board that they stick out in front of the restaurant, and you're limited to walk-by traffic only. Other restaurants are getting a little bit more social network savvy, having Facebook pages and Twitter handles, but again, you're only capturing the audience that has already liked your page or is following you. So then on a more extreme method side, some restaurants are using online daily deals to bring in new customers, which are really slashing their margins and are really bad for the restaurants in a couple of different ways. So namely, the first reason is they drive demand at the wrong time because there's no sense of control for the restaurant manager. So what do? You buy a Groupon, you end up going at the exact same time that you would have gone at otherwise. Likewise, it's devouring the margins during those peak hours when the restaurants should be making the most of their money. Similarly, I don't know about you guys, but I tend to make up my mind where I want to go, and then I simply Google a discount. So in this example, I really want to go to Joe's Burgers, and I just sit in the parking lot and try to find a Groupon before I go in. This is terrible for the restaurants because I would have paid full price to go to Joe's regardless, and now I just got my meal for half off. So imagine a solution that gives the restaurateur control over exactly what is offered and when it's offered to drive the traffic exactly when it's needed. Enter Phyrefly. Phyrefly allows restaurant managers to create customized offers to post to our online dining community in real time. The diner can then search by the neighborhood, the price point, the type of food, and the discount amount. The kicker is you don't know the restaurant's name until you book the offer. And we do that for a couple of different reasons. Namely, it helps to protect the brand identity for the restaurant. This, in turn, helps us to recruit higher quality restaurants, the folks that you're not going to see on Groupon or Living Social. Secondly, it makes it a fun experience for the diner. It's a cool way to get out and explore your city in a new way. This is our team. Again, I'm Caitlin Krogh. I've got a sales and marketing background. My previous life, I was in market research, building online communities for market research purposes. My husband, Josh Krogh, does all of our product design. And then Jay Flood is our resident hipster, and he does all of our UX and design work. So in terms of the market, there are 122 million people that dine out at least once a week. The National Restaurant Association surveyed those people, and 70% said that they would dine more frequently if they received a discount to do so during an off-peak hour. Furthermore, consumers are already primed for this mass model, especially in the hospitality sector. We've seen this with Priceline and Hotwire. In terms of monetization, it's completely free to book and redeem an offer for the consumer, but we make our money off of a per head fee charged to the restaurant, which varies depending on their entree price. In terms of building the community, this is where I step in. My goal is to create a sustainable base of 5,000 users, namely key influencers, in order to get the ball rolling in every city. We've estimated our user acquisition cost to be $7 per head based on some social ads that we run and some competitive analysis. So that gives us a base of 35K. Once we hit that 35K, our strategy is to go on and do a incentivized social sharing, easier said than done. Something like an Uber. So think you get $5 in order to go to the restaurant, and then if you share with your friend, they get $5 as well. So we're going to use, we're looking for a seed round of $350,000, which is going to be used for 3 full-time staff, for sales, marketing, and then 1 database administration for scalability.
All right, thank you.
You really did a lot of things really well. You laid out the need really well. I mean, I'm with you on the need. You did a great job on the competitive framework and why the current solutions don't work. You talked about the what I would call the Priceline model, that you don't show the name of the restaurant. You may want to just kind of make the connection that that's Priceline's model and it's worked really well for them. I mean, so there's somebody else in the market that's done that. You have great stats. You laid out the ask really well. So I mean, I really do think this was just a fantastic presentation. I was wanting to know, which I think you were sort of getting to, what's your go-to-market strategy? Which you sort of laid out, but that's sort of the next thing to address, which you're getting to. Are you going to have a series of pilots? What's your go-to-market? But I mean, if the goal of 5 minutes is to get the next meeting, I think you did it.
I would add to that, great job on the presentation. I think you hit all the high points. One of the things that I think you did extremely well was kind of problem definition. What problem were you trying to solve, right? And you made it abundantly clear. And I've actually owned some restaurants, so I know filling those empty seats right during off-peak times is critical. And I think you were dead right. The Groupon Living Social types absolutely did not do that, right? And the margins that they took out of the deals, they were not a very good deal for restaurant owners at all. The one thing, and I love the fact that you said Hotwire for restaurants. I would say, and later on you said Priceline. I think it's more Priceline, right? Because Priceline was the one, at least originally, right, that didn't tell you where you were booking until you booked. So it was a better example. The exacerbating, we got that. I like the fact that you defined sort of size of the market. And I loved your the ask slide, right? Here's what we're looking for, and here's where it's going to go. The one piece where I had a little disconnect, right, was like either a slide before or maybe a couple before this. You were talking about kind of that go-to-market strategy, because I know this was this was obviously a big problem for Living Social and for Groupon, right? Was going out and expanding. It's basically a market by market. And it looked to me, if I was paying close enough attention to your slides, that for each market it's going to be about $35,000 to kind of go penetrate a market.
That's to build that 5,000 user base.
Right.
Once we hit that base, then we're going to use incentivized sharing.
Right. But again, to penetrate a market, and then the question is, well, okay, if you're going to go do 10 markets, then that's going to use up your whole $350,000, right?
Yes, but we are planning on expanding slowly, and we want to hit mid-markets first, and we're doing that very strategically because we want to replicate the model. We're looking for other cities that operate in a similar fashion to Charlotte. So if you think of New York, the eating habits are completely different than they are in Charlotte. So we're looking for similar cities, but we're also only planning on rolling out to 2 additional cities this year and scaling up. I didn't have enough time to go into that in the presentation, but we are looking to roll out kind of slowly at first to gain some traction and gain some revenues, and then broadcast it a bit more quickly.
Yeah, you've got all your metrics here. So you've got your milestones laid out, even though we didn't really get into it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Good.
Oh, we're good.
Let's go to the audience. Who's got some comments, thoughts, questions?
Yeah.
Stand up, please.
So the per head fee that you guys get, do you guys take that at booking or at use of the coupon code, or how do you guys do that?
Yeah, good question. So I'm working on getting some updated screenshots, but the way that it's developed, if I go back to the one slide, you get a QR code. Okay. Well, I screwed that up. But you get a QR code once you accept the offer. That gets scanned at the hostess stand, and then away you go, and it automatically comes off of your check.
So you collect money when that QR code is scanned?
Yes.
Okay.
How about another?
Yes, Rachel.
How do I sign up for
Well, thank you for that question.
I love to eat at 9
Please
o'clock.
head to Phyrefly.com. It's PHY. We had to get a little creative with it. Like I said, our resident hipster wouldn't allow us to do anything too mainstream. So please go to Phyrefly.com. Like I said, it's private beta for the next couple of weeks, but then we'll be releasing it to the general crowd.
You have a question over there. Can you stand up, please? Yeah.
I was just going to ask, when you use Priceline as your example, they classify as 1-star, 2-star, 3-star hotels, and that to me as a consumer is really important in terms of segmenting, differentiating what kind of hotel expectation I have. You mentioned for restaurants this type of food, maybe it's price zone or something like that. Do you have any kind of quality or review system such that a consumer can say, okay, this is a well-known, well-respected restaurant, this is a hole in the wall, it's going to be exotic?
Sure. Yeah. So if you see here, there are star ratings. We're looking to eventually integrate into Yelp. We don't currently have that functionality, so it's going to be member ratings only. All of that said, because of the model, because we're masking the name and protecting their brand identity, I can 100% confidently say we've got some of the coolest, trendiest, hottest restaurants in Charlotte already signed up and ready to go on the system. So the quality is certainly by far and away better than something you're going to find on a Groupon or Living Social.
I saw one back there. Yeah. Go ahead and stand up, please.
I was simply, you're going to each of the restaurants, as you say, they'll have to scan the QR code. Are you now providing the scanner to interact with their system because if they don't have it?
Yeah, so we were thinking that more of them would have iPad capabilities than they actually do. So some of them are even going so far as once you get the code, there's a manual number that they can punch in. So we have had to address that in the market so far already.
Right down here.
You mentioned Yelp. Have you spoken with anybody from Yelp, and how do you think they'll feel about this?
No, we have not yet. I don't know how they will feel about it. Honestly, I don't know how I feel about it. So it's something that has been requested, and it's something that we're thinking on.
I just see it as an opportunity to create your own platform that's global, as opposed to relying on technically competitive data.
Yes, and I don't know if you guys pay attention to Yelp, but they're apparently losing quite a bit of money and are for sale at the moment. So I don't know. Yeah, we're thinking on it.
And you said that you're going to have the hottest, trendiest, best restaurants in Charlotte.
Yes.
As a user, how am I going to know that? How are you going to inform me? Are you going to send me a notification every day when I'm around that spot geographically, or how are you going to tell me about that?
Eventually. So V2 will have beacon technology. We're already working on developing that. For right now, it's just the same as if you were to go to Priceline.com and have to scroll through kind of offers. So it's that kind of functionality right now. It depends on what you're looking for. In terms of the email, you get an email to confirm the reservation, but
Not to like notify me that you guys had X amount of new signups or that your restaurants are growing.
oh, that'll just be in general newsletters at this point. It's nothing automated.
One more.
How does Open Table feel about this? And how hard would it be if I'm at Open Table to duplicate this entire process, since I already know when the reservations are?
We hope that OpenTable hates this because we are much more lightweight. I don't know if any of you have experience with OpenTable. They're extraordinarily expensive. A lot of restaurants are moving away. I actually just spoke with one of the biggest restaurant groups here in Charlotte yesterday, and they said we are trying to get away from it as quickly as possible. So we hope that they hate it, and we hope that we can beat them on price.